welcome back to the shop. It's been a few days because I took another break. I seem to be doing that a lot. I forgot to film. No, I didn't forget. I just didn't film. There's no forgot. I just didn't film the removal part of this. So I let that set, that dried, and then I took an iron and a cloth I put over the top of the, so it was on top of the rosewood, and I just set it there. It literally took 4 or 5 minutes, and then there was an overhang here that I just peeled up on. As the glue slowly softened, I took it very gradually. There was very little force. I was only going to take off what was willing to come off. And then part of the maple came off and stayed on the mahogany, so I then went after it directly and took my putty knife and got under it and just very carefully, very slowly and gently peeled off that bit of maple. So we retained our depth, so I'm not going to have to cut new depth, I don't think. I think we're going to be okay there. What I do need to do is fill in this little notch here, and I'm going to pull you in so you can see this. Alright, so we've got this little notch right here in the mahogany I want to repair. And I've got this teeny little sliver of mahogany scrap that I'm just going to glue in, and I'm just going to hold it there as a human clamp. And try to get it. So the basic gist is I really only care about it being flush on top and filling this little gap and not sticking out and protruding. I don't want it to interfere with the set of the... Oop, hold on, I gotta clear out the glue bottle. And so the main idea is just to not have it interfere with the dovetail joint that I played so much havoc. I put so much effort into getting done well. But this is a low impact, so yes, it's mainly an end grain joint, but it's so low impact that it's not a stress joint, it's just a fill. So I'm just going to take, I got some glue here, I'm just going to stick it in place and mush it back and forth a bit to get the glue to seat nicely and fully, and then I'm just going to sit here and make sure that it fills the visible portion of that issue there. I'm going to push it forward just a tiny bit more so I have less to trim later. And the idea is just to get it to stick well enough to fix that little area. So I'm just going to hold it here and let the glue dry here. Okay, so while I wait for the mahogany glue patch to dry, I've got the rosewood and maple laminate that I can trim up, and I did enough to make sure I had plenty to do more than one, just in case I screw up again, which I shouldn't do. But so it's floppy. I didn't glue all of this. I didn't make a bunch of it, so I'm going to cut this off, and then we'll figure out where in here I can get a couple of the blanks from it. So I'm going to start slicing that now. And the next thing I'll do is I'll figure out where I can get a nice good straight edge from. And there's glue squeeze out here. I think I can get that off with the putty knife here, but maybe I can. Maybe we'll find a different way to do that. Alright, I got the maple side as smooth as I'm going to get it. There's actually, you can see the circle? That's from a dog hole when I had it clamped down on the bench. Yeah, so we'll just have to work around that. There's still plenty to get 4 or 5 out of this, I think, 3 or 4 at least. So what I'm going to first do is I just need to get a straight edge to register from. It doesn't have to be square to anything, so this isn't really set up to be square. It's just I'm looking for a place to hold this to get a straight edge from. So I'm kind of moving it around to figure out the best way to get a hold of it, to keep it in one spot, and then I'll just come at it here with my plane. I could probably do this a number of ways, and I may actually switch out to using the belt sander here, because I set my plane really fine and it's taken a while on this end grain. So what I think I'll do instead, and it's tearing a bit, so what I think I'll do instead is I'll just run over to the belt sander and make this edge straight, and then I can mark out a couple of these. Sorry, make this edge straight and I can mark out a couple on this edge here. Alright, we're over at the belt sander, just a real small. In fact, this probably won't take very long at all. Got the dust collector going just in case I need it. Real gently really all we need. I think I'm going to do this end too so I can work around on this side too. So we'll do another one here. I'm going to put it rosewood side up. Sorry, you probably can't hear me. So I'm putting it rosewood side up because I want to get this edge somewhat perpendicular to that grain line, because I sort of want, well, that's really close already, because I sort of want to follow that. This one could be turned a bit, so we'll take a little more off on this side. I'm going to flip it around so I can get it square. Check it one more time, and that should be pretty square to that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I can live with that. It doesn't have to be perfect, and that one's fine too. Okay, because this grain is kind of tilty. So we've got enough now with straight enough edges that I can use this to cut out a couple of blanks. So I'm going to move around a bit and mark out a couple of blanks for this. All right, so I've got the old one that was big enough before, so I'm just going to use it as sort of my marking system. A little bit. I'm going to leave a little room to make it a bit oversized so that I can just cut out, do like half, and then I'll flip it, do the other half in the same sort of fashion here. Try to maximize my yield out of this thing. I hope I don't need more than one, but just in case, I'm set to do so. And I can be well away from those lines. Yeah, that'll work all right. Okay, so there's enough marked out for 2. I'm not going to cut more than 2 because optimistically I should only need 1. Optimistically. So we'll head over to the bandsaw here real quick and make a cut. And to the bandsaw we are. Just do a quick couple of cuts. I'm going to start by dividing these guys in the middle. And I'm cutting way outside the line here. Why not leave a little bit of extra? And I'll cut this other one out, I guess, too, just to be safe. And then I can use these 2 to choose which one I put on the guitar. So bring it back here in a second. Okay, this has had some time. You see we got a little overhang where I left it. So I'm just going to take, I've got some MDF, which is obviously terrible for a chisel, but this is perfect for a backing material right now. And I just want to get this big chunk clipped off. Got a 1/4 inch chisel that's really sharp, and there we go. Clean. Plenty of overhang is what I was after. Okay, we're still not quite glued well enough yet. No, the glue's not quite dry enough yet. So I'm going to leave this a little longer. I'm actually going to grab some tape and pull it down a little more so it's not quite ready. We'll just put some tape on it to hold it really well here, hopefully, now that I know it's in the right place. I'm just going to let that dry. Alright, so you can really see the patch. It's pretty obvious from your view, but it's not too bad from other views from the other side. So I just got a little stick of 220 grit stuck to the piece of mahogany scrap here, just a bit of scrap, and I'm just going to take this until it gets flush with this edge and is sort of a flat along this. I'm not worried about this outside bit just yet. I just want to make sure I get it flush. Oh, and the top is very close to flush already, so we're not going to take too much that direction. It's fine. I don't want to lose what flatness I've got there. And this angle is less of a thing because I can cover with the with the insert bit, what I need to make sure is that it doesn't interfere. So I'm just very gently, very slowly taking a little bit off. I'm wondering if I can get you a better angle on this. Maybe or not. We'll see. I'm going to try. Okay, so this is a really awkward camera position because I am literally standing right behind the camera and I'm trying to show you what I'm looking to do. Do you see the little angle down here? See the little gap? Oops, sorry. See this little gap down here? I'm trying to get that flush. At the same time, I'm trying to get this area straight across without taking any from this side. Also, when I get this side flush, I don't want to take any from down here. This whole area has been fitted. I just need this to get brought into within it. So I'm trying to hold it off of there while standing close to it. And I'm most concerned about this one down here because this is where all of the work was done to get a good flat surface. So ideally, when we're here, that doesn't stick out like it does there. See how there's still a bit of a gap? I want to try to get rid of that gap. So that's what I'm after. And I'm trying, so I'm also deliberately staying off this end because I don't want to touch that side either. The nice thing is that down in here, this area right from about here around into here, none of this really matters because the cap's going to cover whatever this has. So this can be dipped in and undercut pretty well without concern. So I'm really only focusing on making sure I get this vertical line as beautifully close as possible without taking I don't want to take a molecule off the vertical edge of it. Okay, we're really close. I'm going to take my straight edge mag line here. Nope, we still got a little bit of a gap down in there, so I'm watching for that air gap. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little tiny gap down in there. I'm not sure if I can get you a better view than that, but just take my word for it, there's a gap down in there. So what I'm going to do is just very, very carefully take just a tiniest little bit from there, and I'm going to check frequently here. We are very close, but there is still, I can still see some light, so I'm going to see if I can get you a better shot. Hold on one second. Okay, I've got a shot. See the light down in there? That's the light I'm trying to get rid of. It's freaking minor, but it's critical. It's so small, it's such a tiny little bit. And so I'm just going to take tiny passes with the sandpaper here. And then I'm going to check it again. And I'm going to keep doing this until it's right on. It gets smaller. It's getting there. But I want there to be no gap there if I can help it. And I don't want to go too far. So the idea is to get it to cut, but not too far. Oh, we're so very close. We're in the microns range here, so trying very hard not to take anything from that edge. That should be very close. Okay, so now without the flashlight I cannot see light. So let's see with the flashlight. No, I cannot see any light. Can you see light? I don't see any down there. See, there's the light. That's what it would be. That's pretty good, I'd say. Okay, I'm going to call that edge good. And we didn't take anything off of this surface, so I'm really happy with that. Very pleased. Okay, so the next step is to get this side flush, and that should go very easily. That should be fairly freeform as well. So I think I'll just leave you guys here and I'll just do it because it won't take much. It's literally just that. That's pretty much all there was to that. Oh, there's still a little bit of a hump there. Good. Yeah, that's it. That is my patch. I just can't hardly tell it was there. Good, that patch came out well. I can live with that. I'm going to double check that gap just a little bit more here. Just to make sure that it's as straight as I can manage to get it. It looks like it is. Okay, I'm pleased. My temptation is to touch it, and I don't want to. I don't want to mess with it anymore. So I want to keep fussing with it, but we want to make sure I don't do that. What I will do is I will come back off of this edge and just make sure that this actually does get undercut a bit, just a tiny, because there's still angle here that could have interference. Double check this side. This looks fine, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to take a tiny bit off the inner bit here to really make sure it's back cut. Or undercut, I should say. I don't want any interference in here. I will happily cover with the plate any of the others. So now we're going to go take it to the body and double check that I didn't screw anything up. Okay, so now we'll take the body back up here. Put this on here and take a peek at how it mated nicely. Oh yes, much better. Okay, I'm going to stick my caul back to it. And we're going to try to clamp it back on again, one more shot here. And get it seated perfectly again, just like it was. And I had another caul here somewhere. There it is. And I think I can do this with my, no, I was using this clamp. Okay. So we're going to try to hang on to everything here. Get this clamp started. So I'm just going to slide the clamp on here and pull it into place. Double check that we are where I want it to be. We are. We very much are. Yes. Everything's seating beautifully, no gaps. That's what I want. You cannot tell where my patch is. That's good. Good. The patch is seamless. That's good. So now we can go back to gluing our heel block onto this, which will be this little guy right here, and that'll be beautiful. That'll be downright beautiful. I'm wondering if it isn't worth trying. No, it is not worth risking anything to try to put this on while it's on the guitar, because I don't want to accidentally glue it to the guitar yet. Okay, so we're going to take a block. Can't hold it that way. We'll just tap it gently so that it pops out here, like so. Okay, so now we can glue the heel block back on. Oop, the heel cap back on. Put the body somewhere safer. And I'm just going to bring the body, bring the heel block here, bring the, what am I trying to say? The English, the words I want to use. Let's see, there's this one. This one is more than big enough, plenty large. Now I'm going to try my best to get it flush on this side. The closer to flush that I can get it, the less cleanup I have to do here, the less trepidatious, less risky cleanup I have to do. If I use this one, it's less to clean up. This one is a bit bigger than necessary. But yeah, I think I like this one. From a color standpoint, this color is a bit more even, so we'll go with this one for this time. Okay, so I'm going to move the caul back up like I had the last time. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to take this bit and I'm going to glue this on here. Just like this. I'm not even messing around here. Make sure we get you flush. Yeah, the flush looks good. Okay. So the one trick is to make sure I can get it flush on this face as easily as possible. So I'm going to try, maybe I can use this corian because the the glue ain't gonna stick to the corian. That's a good idea. Good thinking. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna get set up a little better view for you so you can see this, but we're about to glue this on. Alright, we're gonna play the capillary action version of this game. I'm gonna use something slick that will not take the glue. I think I'm going to use the corian because I think that'll be fine. I'm not sure if that's going to polish right or not. Let's do steel because the yellow glue will not stick to the steel either. So I've just got this short little straight edge that'll do just fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. The glue won't stick to that anyway. And I'm just going to do this without clamps, just capillary action. I'm going to slide it back and forth until it's tacky, and then I'm just going to hold it as a human clamp for a little bit to keep it in place, because it won't take long. This is not a very structural thing. And so we're just going to smear on some yellow glue with my finger and get it a little soft, a little thinned out. Okay, and then we can desperately hunt for a small rag I can use to wipe my finger off. We'll put the straight up against the edge there, straight edge up against it there, and then we'll just slide back and forth. Get some nice tacking happening here. There it is, it's sticking. Just, it's not sticking that well. There we go. Okay, and we'll just leave it there for a bit, and I'm just going to hold on to it a sec. A minute or two, just to keep it positioned. And what I'm doing is I'm pinching with both sets of my hands. So vertically I'm pinching down, I'm holding the piece down, and horizontally I'm holding the straight edge against the bottom of that dovetail and sort of pushing my top thumb in my left hand, this thumb, forward so that it's pushing it against that straight edge as much as possible so we keep it as flush as I can. And it's looking like it's going to be fine. As long as I can stay patient, that should hold just fine. Okay, we're going to call that, see our straight edge slicked a little bit. And I'm going to degluify that spot there. And nothing's moved, so we're good there. I'm going to double check once more with my straight edge just to be sure. Yeah, that's good. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to let that glue dry now. It's just going to use gravity. Double check everything, hold. Yeah, everything's contacting good. All the contact is acceptable. Okay, I'm going to call that good, let that dry, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so it's been a little while. The glue is dry enough now. We can come towards getting this flush. And I'm just going to take this sandpaper on some maple block, or walnut block, whatever it is, scrap block, chunk of 80 grit sandpaper, which seems to go quickly, and but not so quickly that it's in danger of going too fast. And so I'm just going to get after this a little bit just to get it close to flush here. I got to be careful I don't scratch up my really fine, already kind of contoured heel here. This was going to be kind of slow going. I left a lot of extra. That's just because I was nervous about how much to leave. And just keep after this here. It's going to be kind of slow and boring, but we'll just get it shaping. So we've got the heel block cap, heel cap, yeah, the cap. Got the shape good, and I call that a good success. It's really nice. Nothing blew out, nothing broke, nothing's bad, it's all good. So now we're just going to stick it back on the body one last time and make sure that I kept every single bit of the geometry I needed to keep. Should have, I didn't touch much, so we'll find out. So I'm going to take this here, and we've got our caul here. The tape is real light now, so might be our last hope on this one. Our last try with this tape. We might need to replace it soon. Big whoop, right? Tape's not expensive. Okay. So we got you like so. And then we've got our caul and our clamp. This takes like 8 hands to really get good. We can put our caul, we gotta make our, see, if I were using my brain, I'd do it reversed, because reversed I can hold like so. I can hold this clamp, this caul against it. No, that's tough. Let's try. Grab onto it. Get after that. Come on now. Alright. Try one more. There we go. Alright. Tighten her down here. Come on now. There it goes. Okay, tightening it down, clamping it, completely closed. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that line is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna give it last pop. And then I'll show you. I'll give you a look-see. Let's have a gander. You won't be able to see it. I'm going to probably have to just take some stills here. But can you see the line? The maple lines up beautifully with the maple on both sides. Perfect! That's exactly what I was aiming for. So very cool. We can now call, I think we're ready to glue the neck on. I'm going to sit on it for a day or two because that's what I do, because I'm a chicken. But yeah, that line, I was aiming to get that line beautiful, and that line is beautiful. I am happy. I'm very happy with that. That is really, really good. And this will clamp nicely, and I should be able to get a drop. So good. Awesome. Okay, so that is finally a success on that particular step. Whew, that took some doing, but it's great. It looks really good. I'll come back to you when I'm ready for the next steps. All right, so we're basically ready to put the neck on the body, but I want to do a couple of tiny things while I still have the neck off. It's just easier. And one of those things is fill in the bottoms of the fret slots that are exposed with some glue and sandpaper, or some glue and sawdust. So it's just going to take and make a paste. Find me a slot that needs it, and mush the paste down into it. It doesn't take a lot of the paste. Just need to get down in there. So now that the other side is probably plenty dry, I'm going to take a tiny bit of 220 here and just smooth it. Smooth it out. This is also going to kind of round over those edges a bit, the edge of the fretboard just a bit. But we're getting clean here, so. Pretty easy task. Well, you can't really see exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm going to take a block to this because I want to make sure we keep it nice and straight. So I'll just take my sanding block now and just give it what for. And that's a nice cleaned up fretboard. Flip it around, do the other side now. That glue is dry. And just do the same thing. And this really does help keep things straight. As long as you're holding it right. Sometimes I'm not. Okay, this all looks fine to me. Good. Okay, that is about all the stalling I can do. I think without too much more delay, the neck is ready to go on. Wow, that's a huge step. I'm going to leave it sit overnight and think just a little bit longer. It is evening for me now, and I'm going to make sure that I didn't think of any or didn't forget anything. But I'm pretty sure we are ready. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to let this simmer on my brain for just a little while before I actually go off and do it, but I think we're ready to put the neck on the body.